let me talk about your migration journey. So, let's say you told us that you arrived in Australia 23 years ago. So, how did
No,
you arrive in Australia?
16 years ago.
16 years ago. Oh, sorry.
16 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
I misinterpreted. So, how did you came in? You migrated or you came here to study? How you came to Australia?
I came on my PR. So I had my
Okay,
permanent residency when I came here.
okay,
And
that's
we came as a family here. I had,
mhm,
yeah, so my husband, my ex husband now, me, and my son, the three of us came as permanent residents here.
right.
And
And when you landed here, how was the experience in Australia? How did you feel about? Did your all expectation met or no? This is the wrong place. How was your first
um,
reaction in the first few months?
when I was studying in India,
Mhm,
at that time, I had the opportunity to go on a cultural exchange program. So the Indian government, um, there was a collaboration between the school that I was studying in and
mhm,
with schools in England. So I had gone on a cultural exchange program to England,
mhm.
and I knew when I was coming to Australia, and I had stayed in England for some time, and so
Mhm.
I had a very clear idea about what life in Australia was going to be.
Good thing. Yeah. Okay.
So
So there
it
was no
was,
surprise to you that okay, this is like
no,
some migrants come in, they never went out the country and they just come to the new country. So that was not a surprise to you.
that was not a surprise to me because I kind of knew that that is how the life was going to be once I
Hmm.
arrived here. But in saying that, I wouldn't say that even though I knew how the life would be, I wouldn't say that it was easy.
Oh,
It
why
wasn't
was
easy. It wasn't easy at all.
that?
And I'm
Uh,
sure this is the same with the other migrants as well, because
yes.
because there's been a research done as well now that
Hmm.
there is a grieving period when we migrate to another country as well. Deep down, the whole family is grieving. They're
Hmm.
grieving for the country they have left, the families they've left behind. They're grieving for their relatives. They're grieving for the jobs that they've left behind, the positions of responsibilities they've left behind. So
Yeah.
there's an immense research on this that people go through a grieving period when they're, and this includes even children. Children are also grieving. We may not realize it. They're also grieving on
I
having left their grandparents. And yes.
Yes, and I realize that I think rather than adults, children are the most individuals who grieving from the migration, because for adults, that's somewhere back of their mind, it's a desire for them to move, desire to go to the foreign countries and live there. But for children, they don't have a clue, and living that culture, living that diaspora around them, they straight jump into the new culture with new friends. And even if you change the school, when I changed my first school in my childhood, I feel stranger in that new school, and I struggle to manage new friends and all these. And here you're a different color, you are a different race, you're a different religion, and you are in the middle of nowhere when you're trying to find yourself an identity. It is hard for kids. It is hard, and then kudos to those kids who done well, and kids are doing great, and especially and okay, early age before 5, it's fine, but those school age children after 5, when they are in grade 1 to 10, and
Yes.
maybe in high school as well, that's the highest point where yes, you're absolutely right, and there should be a research. And I'll wait for the results. It should be, like, I'm not saying it should be, but yes, it
There
will
already
come.
is. There
Is
already
already
is a
right.
research about people migrating. Yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
yes.